Any specific lesson you might remember of that time? Into a new business completely, not really, from a secure job into a, though there is a backing of the Mufatlas. What are the first initial 1 or 2 years that you met, if you remember anything?
See, basically, the idea was to come back to Pune. That was for sure, and the idea was to get into business. That was also sure. So because I went in for a name of the company, which was Vishwaraj. So it was a sort of a tribute to my grandfather and my father. My grandfather's name was Vishwanath. My father's name was Rajnikant. So that's how I coined the word Vishwaraj. Then we did the logo, emblem, and all. And we started off with all the products which I was handling for polyolefins. So we started with the effluent pipeline for Rathi, and then I sold a few the agriculture products for somewhere near Udli Kanchan.
Okay.
And that's where I kept on following up. I used to go on the scooter every day morning to Udli Kanchan because that particular farmer had given him the products, but he wasn't paying me. He said, until I get my um, crop back, I can't pay you. So I kept following up, and from 7,500, 1,500 rupees were left. And I still kept on going because it took me 2-3 months to follow up. Industry was no problem, but selling goods to agriculture in those days was a big problem. It was a gobar gas plant which we had done. So he said, finally, he showed me that, see, my dog has given puppies. You can take this Alsatian pup, sell 1,500 rupees and take your money. That's when I decided, no, I'll wait for the money, but I can't do this thing. That's how I gave up the agricultural business and focused on the rubber chemical side. And that's rubber chemicals in the meanwhile grew by itself. So it was okay.
Now, starting any business, generally the thing is that you need a lot of capital to start a business. How did you manage the capital at that time? Any thoughts?
I had no capital, and basically trading doesn't require so much capital. Luckily, there was a lot of trust which was built up. So I had a LIC policy which my father had left for 50,000 rupees, and the surrender value was some 10,000 or 5,000 rupees, and that was my capital. That was the only thing that I had. And that's how we started.
So with that capital, you established it, and then the trading started.
Trading started,
And
yes.
there were ups and downs always. Some profitable trades, some which, like this you mentioned, agriculture one.
Yes.
went in loss.
Yeah.
As long as
There
the
was a lot of
profit-
learning to be done.
Right.
And so yes, and that's how we moved on. And luckily, Pune was a very competent center for rubber technology, thanks to Mr. Vaidya and Swastik Rubber, who had set up a very, very good technical background for rubber products. And with Bajaj, Tata Motors, and Telco at that time, and Firodia's, there was a lot of demand for this thing. Plus, defense also, the snowshoes and all, they were all developed by Mr. Vaidya, and subsequently Star Footwear and all those people came up, and that's where we started. With the rubber technology base was very good.
Okay. And you would supply the chemicals for.
I would supply the chemicals, and I keep looking at other opportunities which I could add. So rubber technology is like cooking technology. You have one particular product and you keep adding, and you make a kirana shop out of rubber chemicals. So that's how we got into rubber chemicals.
Ketan sir, we spoke about how the rubber industry was coming up in Pune thanks to Telco, Bajaj, and even orders like the army snow boots. Now, all of these are high-stake situations and clientele. In these situations, what were the kind of leadership challenges you faced as part of the supply chain?
See, the first and foremost was it was Mindia which was taken over, and it became a polyolefins rubber chemicals division, subsequently no-seal rubber chemicals division. The basic challenge was Bayer and ICICI and all were already established from Bombay. We were the first people who, in the management meet, we had decided we would operate from Pune. So our contact with the industry was that much more closer. We knew what the people wanted. And instead of people coming all the way from Bombay and supplying, because Bombay was a big market, but Nosil is the only people who had divided Pune and Bombay and rest of Maharashtra. So luckily we got into that situation, and the business developed from nothing from Bombay to Pune, and that's how there were already established players in the market whom we managed to beat, and today we are the major suppliers for the rubber chemicals industry.
Okay. And from there, you sort of moved towards Titan. So how was that shift like?
See, Titan was basically an emotional decision
Hmm.
in the sense I had lost my father when he was 15,
Hmm.
and that was a very big lesson to learn because my mother became a widow at the age of 35,
Okay.
and she had no business knowledge or anything like that. She had no thing. And I had a whole lot of ladies in the house. I had my wife, my two daughters, my aunt, her daughters, and all. So I wanted, okay, rubber chemicals and all is one business, but we needed to have something for the ladies also.
Mm.
They should know something in case an emergency like this happened. So,
Okay.
so Titan was more of a decision from that point of view.
Mm.
It was a business for the ladies of the house. They should be able to handle it. And we went into that particular business, and luckily we got space. We had the property at GM Road,
Hmm.
and that's where we established a showroom.
So one is you already had established business of rubber chemical. So did you were looking out for another business? How did Titan happen? But I mean, how did you come across Titan? It's a franchisee, am I correct?
Yes, yes.
So at that time, how many years ago was this?
This was 1990.
89.
1989.
Nine we signed up.
Okay.
1990 we
So how
inaugurated.
did what was this that you looking out for some other business which could also be given by the ladies? Any thoughts on that?
No, it was just that we had space on Jangli Maharaj Road,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, Titan people happened to come over there.
Okay.
And luckily for me, the vice president of Titan, who later on became managing director of Tata Motors also, Mr. Ravi Kant, he liked the place
Okay.
and he wanted to make a statement out of that place because on JM Road there was no everything was a retail market was at Lakshmi Road or Camp. There was no
Right.
other. Pune wasn't developed so much, and people said, "Why on JM Road do you want to go?" But he was the one who said, "No, I want to go with Titan. I mean, I want to go with this family, and we will set up a showroom," and that's how we started.